and welcome back, where today we're going to be talking about Nemophila's very recent song, A Ray of Light. Now this is an interesting one because, as many of you might know if you've been following this channel for a while, and if you've been following my videos on Nemophila, this is a band that I go backwards and forwards on quite a lot. We're always honest on this channel, and so there have been times when I've always thought they were fantastic musicians, and I've always thought their lead singer has an amazing voice. However, I've gone backwards and forwards on certain things like the originality of some of their songwriting, and then there's been songs like Adabana recently, which I just thought was I really enjoyed that. I thought it was a great song. It came together amazingly. So there's always going to be a subjective to an opinion matter in here, and on this particular review, more than I think usually, I'm going to pose a bit of a question that I want you, whether you be a Nemophila fan or not, but kind of almost especially if you are a Nemophila fan, I really want to hear your answer to the question that I'm going to pose at the end of this video. But certainly, as always, opinions are very much welcome from anyone. Now, when it comes to this song, this is definitely going on the heavier side. It came out about a month before Adabana, I believe. And this is one where it's really sort of rocking along with a lot of energy. And so as a result, we get some good guitar twiddle solos. It's nice. It's nicely dealt with. I thought they were not too long. They were just about the right length. They added a bit of twiddle, but also had a sort of melodic vibe. I like that when you've got a guitar solo that sounds skillful, but you can kind of follow it. It's something that you can really get into and enjoy, and it can stick in your head, rather than just going, wow, that's a lot of notes per second. You know, I mean, this is what a guitar solo really should be. The chorus as well. I thought the chorus was nice and anthemic. I love the way that she throws her voice into that. You know, the fact that you get that real sense of energy and power from the way she sings, how she takes those notes right up to the breaking point where they really sound like they're straining her voice. I love that. That's the way rock should be. That's the way you should convey passion in rock. There was a lot of things that I liked about this. I also like the fact it was concise. Quick, concise, short, kind of came together in a way that just, you know, sort of worked. You know, it wasn't too long. It went through different phases as well. It wasn't just simply verse, chorus in the simple sense, the way the guitar solo came in. Okay, so you guys can basically hear what I'm saying. This is a song that I, for the best part, liked. You can probably also tell where I'm going to maybe go against it, but I'm going to approach this in a slightly different angle. Now, I had some rather weird feelings about how this whole song was mixed. The instrumentation was basically fine, but well, you don't have to be a genius to realise that her voice sounded a little bit unnatural in places on this. It felt a little bit like she had been, for someone who's got such a fantastic voice, like she had been subjected to a little bit of the let's really put all the EQ sliders everywhere and do production. And these are things that I am not against in theory. I don't really have a big issue with using a bit of production if it's apt for the song, and EQing a voice to be a bit thinner is not always a bad idea. In fact, sometimes it's a good thing to EQ a voice to be thinner when you've got a lot of other instruments, because as I've mentioned in recent reviews, you want each sound to have its own narrow part in the EQ band. That's a good sign of good mixing, because it means that everything has its clarity, everything has its place where you can really pick it apart with your ears. Now, the two problems I have with the way that her voice has been affected here is that making her voice sound as thin as it does in this recording doesn't seem necessary. There is not that many sounds going on in this song. This is a straight rock song. This is a song where you have guitars, which are, for the fair part, not mixed particularly wide in the EQ either, from what I can feel. I am admittedly on headphones, but they are, you know, decent enough headphones to work that out. The bass is certainly not interfering, getting in the way, doing too much high-pitched stuff, really, to stop that. So I don't know why the voice is mixed so thin, is one of my problems. And where it really hurts is, now, you guys know I'm not a big fan of the screamo, but as I pointed out in Adabana, it can work. Adabana was the first time I'd really heard the screamo stuff from Nemophila, at least, working. It felt like it was there to accent a certain thing. It had an impact at a certain point. But here it just sounded throaty and thin, and there was no energy. There was no power to the screamo stuff. And this was the point where I thought maybe I should go back and listen to the other times they've had screamo in their songs as well. I mean, there are certain songs where I know for me, it didn't work with the arrangement. But in this particular one, I don't know whether it was that she was doing it in a way that I didn't like, or it just sounded nasal and throaty. And I started to think, yeah, this could be due to how thin her voice is mixed. So I must admit, yes, I think I if it was my choice, this song, her voice was already projecting so much power through the way that she was kind of like straining those notes when she was hitting the notes in the chorus. To me, that projected a lot more power and energy than Screamo really is going to. But that's not to say that it didn't have any place in this song, and I'm going to put that all on the part of the way that it was mixed. So my big question I want to pose to you, especially if you're a Nemophila fan, did you feel that the mix of the vocals on this was fair? And again, I am the sort of person, I have previously, and I will still do in some cases, defend the idea of mixing vocals a bit thinner for a studio recording. It can work. I just felt this was one example where her voice was mixed way too thin. It sounded thin. It didn't sound like it had the necessary power that it needed to have. Whereas usually I'd be doing my thing about, I don't think this song needed Screamo. In this case, I'm like, I don't think I can even really judge particularly well because just the whole tone didn't come across. Now, as for the song itself, just to really say, so that's my question that I want you guys to really jump in and say what you think. Do you think this song would have sounded better if more attention had been focused on putting her voice into a thicker sound, or do you think that's just naturally her voice and that's you tell me. But yeah, as far as the song's concerned, this, unlike Adamana, where I really sort of felt, okay, this is a band showing that they can really sort of like be, sort of really deliver singles that both have that rock energy but also have a sense of just completeness and a certain degree of like originality where you can really feel they're starting to create a sound. This to me again wasn't their most original sounding, but I do feel that the concise nature made it really blast along well. I think it, again, those issues aside with the thin screamo bit, I think this is a song that definitely I could listen to again. Loved the chorus, thought the chorus was really energetic. Just the concise nature as well meant it didn't outlive its welcome in the way that certain other songs of this kind of style can do. I felt it was knowingly written. Yeah, it kind of worked in its own simple way. So, tell me what you think. I enjoyed this, but that one issue with the way the vocals are presented in this song, which I'm not putting it on her. I'm actually thinking in this particular case, I'm thinking this is down to the way songs mix, which is why I really want to hear what you guys think as well, especially Nemophila fans. Those are my opinions. There's a lot of stuff to unpack there for you guys. So until I hopefully see you very soon in the comments and in Japan for the next one of these. For now, ciao ciao.
Hello.
Hello. The plants, they need watering.